Hello, class 10th. Welcome back to our channel. Once again, I am here with the explanation of second part of chapter quadratic equations. So in this part, we are going to cover the topics solution of quadratic equation by completing the square. Then we will be having some examples based on this method. After that, we will discuss solution of quadratic equation by quadratic formula, followed by nature of roots. Then there will be some examples. And at last, we will be having a pop quiz. So let's start with the methods of solving a quadratic equation. So how many solution methods we are having for a quadratic equation? So we are having three methods. First one is factorization method. This method we use to solve a quadratic equation, and here we do factorization just by splitting the middle term. And second method is completing the square method. Here we just convert the given quadratic equation into square form. And third method is quadratic formula method. Here we use quadratic formula to find out the solution of a quadratic equation. So we are having these three methods. And first one method we have already discussed in the first video of this chapter. And now in this video, we are going to explore these two methods. So let's start with the method of completing the square method. So in order to understand this method, we need to take here an example. So we are having a question. Solve the equation 3x square minus 5x plus 2 is equals to 0 by the method of completing the square. So as you can see, we are having a quadratic equation 3x square minus 5x plus 2 is equals to 0. And here you can see in this equation, coefficient of x square, which is 3, is not a perfect square number. And as we have to solve this equation by the method of completing the square, so our aim is to convert the number 3 in the square number. So we need to multiply the whole equation by 3, right? Then the equation will be 9x square minus 15x plus 6 is equals to 0. As we have to convert it in the square form, right? These are three terms we are having, and we are having square identities. As you can see in this equation, the middle term is involving negative sign. So we can convert it in the square identity a minus b whole square, as a minus b whole square is equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. Means if we are having a square of two terms and the third term which should be in the form of 2ab, then we can write it in the form of a minus b whole square. So we need to convert this equation like in this form. That's why we made the first term in terms of perfect square, 9x square. Now we will try to write this middle term 15x in the form of 2ab. As you know, 15 can be written as 3 into 5. Now as we have to write the middle term in the form of 2ab, so here 2 is missing. When 15 can be written as 3 into 5, but 2 is not there. So in order to find out 2, we need to multiply by 2 as well as we need to divide by 2 this term. So now we are having 3 into 5 into 2 upon 2. After this, we will arrange all these numbers here. See, 15x can be written as 2 into 3x into 5 by 2, right? 2, 2, 3, and 5. All the numbers are here along with x. So now this term is in the form of 2ab. And from this term, we are able to find out our B. B, we need to take here 5 by 2 because this is A, 3x is A here, and this is minus 2ab, and 6 is extra here, you can say. 6 is extra. As we need to convert this equation in the form of square identity, so we need here the third term in the form of square. So third term means B, we are seeing that 5 by 2 can be B here. So now what we will do, we will write plus 5 by 2 whole square as well as minus 5 by 2 whole square in order to make no difference in the given equation. Now first three terms are giving us 3x minus 5 by 2 whole square in the form of square identity. Now we are able to write these three first terms, right? So next step can be written as 3x minus 5 by 2 whole square, and minus 5 by 2 whole square is 25 by 4 plus 6 is equals to 0. Got it? Now we will solve these two numbers just by taking LCM. So next step will be 3x minus 5 by 2 whole square minus 1 by 4 is equals to 0. When 4 will be LCM, then it will be minus 25 plus 24 means minus 1 by 4. See, now this 1 by 4 will be shifted to the right hand side. So we can write it like 3x minus 5 by 2 whole square is equals to 1 by 4. Now 1 by 4 can be written as 1 by 2 whole square. See, we have converted the given equation, the given quadratic equation in the form of square. Right? Now we can compare these two terms here, as here we are having equality sign. So as these two terms are involving square, so in order to remove the square term, we are going to take square root of both the terms. Then we can write it like 3x minus 5 by 2 is equals to plus minus 1 by 2. Because when we solve square root, then we can have two values, positive and negative. That's why 3x minus 5 by 2 is equals to plus minus 1 by 2. Now when we will considering the positive value for this one, so it will be 3x minus 5 by 2 is equals to 1 by 2, and 3x minus 5 by 2 is equals to minus 1 by 2 will give us its second value. So after solving this one, 3x is equals to 1 by 2 plus 5 by 2. This 5 by 2 will be shifted to right hand side, and after taking LCM, we are having 6 by 2 means 3. 3 is the solution of this equation. So the value of x we got here 1, because 3 by 3 is equals to 1. So one value of x we got 1, and second value, just by shifting 5 by 2 to the right hand side, we got 3x is equals to minus 1 by 2 plus 5 by 2 means 4 upon 2. 4 upon 2 is giving us 2. So final value of x is 2 upon 3. So here we got two values of x. X equals to 1 and x is equals to 2 by 3. So this is the method of completing the square. With the help of this method, we can find out solution of any quadratic equation. So the roots of the given equation are 1 and 2 by 3. Now let's come to our next method, which is quadratic formula method. So quadratic formula method we can have, just for that we need to consider here a general quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. This is a general quadratic equation. And here you can see x square is having coefficient a, x is having b coefficient, and c is the constant term. And if we calculate the value of b square minus 4ac, b square minus 4ac, and if it is greater than or equals to 0, Here b square minus 4ac is known as discriminant of the quadratic equation. Discriminant of the quadratic equation. So if b square minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0, then roots of the quadratic equation can be given by the quadratic formula, which is x is equals to minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Means here we use the value of this discriminant and then we can calculate directly the roots of any quadratic equation. Now, let's have some example to make it more clear that how we can find out the roots with the help of quadratic formula. So here we are having an example. Find the roots of the quadratic equation 6x square minus x minus 2 is equals to 0. So in order to use quadratic formula, at first we will compare this equation by the general quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. After comparing, we can have a is equals to 6, b is equals to minus 1 and c is equals to minus 2. Now we will put all these values in the quadratic formula, which is x is equals to minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Let's put all these values. So x equals to minus of minus 1 as b is equals to minus 1 plus minus square root minus 1 whole square minus 4 into 6 into minus 2 whole upon 2 into 6. So in the next step, we can have x is equals to minus into minus, which is plus. So it is 1 plus minus square root of 1 square minus minus will be plus 1 plus 4 into 6 into 2 is 48, right? So 1 plus minus square root 1 plus 48 upon 6 into 2 will be 12. So finally it is 1 plus minus, this is square root 49, which will be 7. So 1 plus minus 7 upon 12. So here we will be having two values for x just by taking 7 with positive sign and then 7 with negative sign. So x is equals to 8 by 12 when 1 plus 7 by 12 we are considering. So value of x is 2 by 3. And when we are taking 7 as negative here, so x is equals to minus 6 by 12, that is minus 1 by 2. So these two are roots of the quadratic equation. Now come to our next topic, nature of roots. As you know, we are having quadratic formula x is equals to minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac upon 2a, where b square minus 4ac is discriminant, and this plays a very important role in order to find out nature of roots. b square minus 4ac, discriminant of the quadratic equation, determines whether equation has real roots or not. Because b square minus 4ac can give us three situations. If b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, equals to 0, or less than 0, then we can have three types of roots. So when b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, means this term will be positive here. Means within a square root we are having positive number, then we will be having two distinct real roots. Means two different real roots we will be having when b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. And when b square minus 4ac equals to 0, wow, then this term will become totally 0. And in that situation, we will be having two equal real roots. Means both the roots will be same. And when b square minus 4ac is less than 0, means this term is becoming negative, then no real roots will exist, because then we will remain with the negative number inside the square root. And that makes any number a complex number. In that situation, we can't have real roots. We can't have real numbers as a solution for x. That's why we can't have any real roots. So these are the three situations on which we are having three types of roots for any quadratic equation. Depends on the condition of b square minus 4ac, right? So when b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then we will be having two distinct real roots, and real roots will be in this form: minus b plus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a, and minus b minus square root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. And when b square minus 4ac is equals to 0, then both the roots are equal, means this term is becoming 0. So minus b upon 2a will be both the roots. And in third situation, we are not having any real roots. Now let's have some examples. So here we are having a question. Find the discriminant of the quadratic equation 2x square minus 6x plus 3 is equals to 0, and find the nature of its roots. So here, by comparing the given equation with the general equation ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, we are having a is equals to 2, b is equals to minus 6, and c is equals to 3. Now let's calculate the value of discriminant b square minus 4ac. So after putting the values of b, a, and c, we are getting 36 minus 24 means 12. So 12 is a positive number. It means b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, which implies that we can have two distinct real roots. Right? Now we can calculate with the help of this quadratic formula both the distinct real roots just by putting the values. So here minus b plus square root b square minus 4ac upon 2a is giving us 6 plus square root 12 upon 4. And when we will put in this second form of root the values, 6 minus under root 12 upon 4. So the first value of x is like 6 plus 2 root 3 by 4, and second one is 6 minus 2 root 3 by 4. So finally the roots are, after taking 2 as common in the numerator, then the final roots are 3 plus root 3 by 2 and 3 minus root 3 by 2. These are two distinct real roots of this given equation. With the help of quadratic formula, we find out these roots. Now let's have another example. Find the nature of roots 2x square minus 3x plus 5 is equals to 0. This is the quadratic equation. So at first we will compare this with the general quadratic equation. So here we are having a is equals to 2, b is equals to minus 3, and c is equals to 5. Now at first we will find out the value of discriminant after putting the values of b, a, and c. Minus 3 whole square minus 4 into 2 into 5 means 9 minus 40, which is giving us the value of discriminant minus 31, which is negative. Yes, b square minus 4ac is less than 0, which says that in this situation we can't have any real root for this given equation. Real roots don't exist for the given quadratic equation. Now get ready for the pop quiz. So our first question is, find the roots of 3x square minus 2x plus 1 by 3 is equals to 0. Yes, this is a quadratic equation, and I have explained you three different methods to solve a quadratic equation. Here you have to find out the value of x, and you have to use any method to find out the value of x. Solve it and get ready for the answer. So the answer is 1/3 and 1/3 means both same roots this quadratic equation is having. Now our next question is find the value of k for which kx into x minus 2 plus 6 equals to 0 has equal roots. This is a quadratic equation because x into x will be x square. And they are saying you have to apply here the condition when it is having equal roots, right? What is the condition for roots to be equal? B square minus 4ac is equals to 0. I am giving you hint. You should use this here. Just find out the values of a, b and c and then put in b square minus 4ac equals to 0. Then you will find out the value of k. Yes, now I hope you have solved this. So the answer is 6. Value of k is 6 here. Next question is, sum of the areas of two squares is 468 meter square. If the difference of their perimeters is 24 meter, find the sides of two squares. Yes, very interesting question. So here at first you have to construct the equations, then you have to solve. Just use the formula of area and perimeter in order to frame the equations. Solve it quickly. If you are supposing the sides of squares for two different squares a and b, then your first equation will be a square minus b square is equals a square plus b square, because sum of areas they are saying. So a square plus b square is equals to 468. I have given you one hint. And difference of their perimeters, then 4a minus 4b is equals to 24. Now you can solve. So I hope you have solved now. So the answer is 18 meter and 12 meter, right? Next question, find two consecutive odd positive integers, sum of whose squares is 290. Yes. For this question, again, you have to frame the equations. Consecutive odd positive integers. If one integer is x, then next consecutive odd positive integer will be x plus 2. Use that one. So the answer is 11 and 13. Yes. So that's all for this video. Thanks for connecting with me. See you soon in the next chapter. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.